I am Nadia Azmi and you are watching Nightline, the top stories. Malaysia Day celebration, building a united keluarga Malaysia by defending national identity. And phase 3 of Bantuan Keluarga Malaysia payments to be credited from September 20th. Yang di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah and Raja Permaisuri Agong Tunku Hajah Azizah Aminah Maimunah Iskandaria wished all Malaysians a happy Malaysia Day. The King and Queen also prayed that Malaysia continues to be protected from all forms of threats and calamities, as well as blessed and bestowed with lasting prosperity and unity. Their Majesty's message to Malaysians in conjunction with the celebration were featured in a poster that was posted on the official Istana Negara Facebook account on Friday. The process of building a united Keluarga Malaysia, one that carries the national identity, must continue to be preserved in order to guarantee continuity of the country's sovereignty. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob said as the nation ages, challenges and threats become more complex, with enemies constantly making attempts to cause divisions through economic, political and social issues, as well as disrupt peace and stability.
Laksana bara yang mula menyalakan puntung, menyalakan unggun, jika tidak segera dibendung akan menyemarakkan api permusuhan, mencetuskan perselisihan kaum dan agama yang boleh melemahkan keluarga Malaysia, seterusnya memusnahkan negara.
The Prime Minister said this in his speech at the 2022 Malaysia Day celebration at Independence Declaration Memorial Square in Bandar Hilir, Melaka on Friday night. Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri also reiterated the assurance that the rights of Sabah and Sarawak as enshrined in the Malaysia Agreement 1963 or MA63 will always be protected. This was the first time the national-level Malaysia Day celebration was held in the peninsula. In a related development, Communications and Multimedia Minister Tan Sri Anwar Musa revealed that the Cabinet has agreed for the national-level Malaysia Day celebration to be held in rotation in all states. The move will give the opportunity to the people in each state to participate in the national-level celebration of the historical day after Melaka was selected as the host this year. Kereta Api Sarong, a flash mob event held to celebrate Malaysia Day, returned bigger than ever after a 2-year hiatus due to COVID-19, drawing a massive crowd of passionate Malaysians who wore their best sarong or batik outfits while using public transport. Over 5,000 people from all races and walks of life joined the program in Kuala Lumpur on Friday, which has turned into an annual affair to celebrate local culture and heritage on September 16th. The program, which featured Retro Kuala Lumpur as its theme this year, began simultaneously from 7 Rapid KL train stations and Express Rail Link ERL stations. The participants then converged at the KL Central KTM station before walking in a procession to the final location, which was in front of Pavilion Shopping Mall in Bukit Bintang. The singing of patriotic and traditional songs added to the festive atmosphere of the program, which also included a sarong fashion performance, games and joget lampat dances. Aside from celebrating their cultural roots, the program was also to show the solidarity of Malaysians and their love for the country. For the first time ever, the program, which began in 2012 and managed by non-governmental organisation Loco, was also held at the Ipoh Kereta Api Tanah Melayu Berhad KTMB railway station with the assistance of the Ipoh Social Club. In addition to Tourism Malaysia, the program was also supported by the Transport Ministry and its agencies, including KTMB, Prasarana Berhad, MRT Corporation, ERL and Malaysia Airports Holdings Berhad. Now, Media Prima Berhad also took the opportunity to celebrate Malaysia Day by organising a leisure bicycle ride program around Putrajaya on Friday. The program, which kicked off at 8 a.m. involving 20 of its staff members, was held not just to foster their patriotic spirit, but also strengthen the close relationship among the employees.
Ini aktiviti basikal ataupun aktiviti seumpamanya ini penting untuk mengeratkan hubungan because selama ni kita 5 hari ataupun 5 hari bekerja di office, so ada masa seminggu sekali aktiviti seperti ini perlu diadakan.
The program was organised by the Media Prima Cycling Club and covered a distance of 55 kilometres around the country's administrative capital. Aside from Friday's leisure ride, the club frequently organises long-distance rides of over 100 kilometres at several locations in the peninsula.
Join me with Central Spectrum Sindirian Berhad this Saturday at 5 p.m. only on TV3.
Phase 3 of the Bantuan Keluarga Malaysia BKM assistance, involving an allocation of 2.2 billion ringgit, will be credited to the accounts of eligible recipients in stages starting Tuesday. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob said the initiative will benefit 8.7 million households, unmarried senior citizens or widowers, single individuals and those whose appeals have been approved. In a statement, the Prime Minister said the series of payments would be settled by September 27th. And under the Phase 3 of BKM, each recipient will receive 900 ringgit, while more than 80,000 whose applications were approved would receive up to 2,350 ringgit based on their category of eligibility. This included the additional cash incentive announced by the government in June. Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri said up to September, the government has channeled 5.9 billion ringgit to BKM recipients through stipulated payment phases. And another 2.1 billion ringgit will be disbursed to those eligible in the Phase 4 in December. The government, he said, is committed to helping the Malaysian family, especially targeted groups, adding that the social welfare status of all will be taken into consideration during the 2023 budget. Recipients can check payment status from September 20th at the link shown on the screen. On another matter, the Prime Minister said he hopes that both ASEAN and China can continue to work on upgrading the ASEAN-China Free Trade Agreement, ACFTA, for mutual benefit. Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri said this followed an agreement to carry out a joint feasibility study to improve the effectiveness of the ACFTA to ensure it becomes more inclusive, modern and comprehensive.
Rangka Kerja Pemulihan Ekonomi ASEAN ACRF, kita perlu tingkatkan usaha serantau bagi mengekalkan kesinambungan rantaian bekalan dan mempermudahkan pergerakan barangan dan perkhidmatan dengan menghapuskan halangan perdagangan.
He said this in his speech delivered virtually during the opening ceremony of the 19th China-ASEAN Expo on Friday. The Prime Minister said the ACFTA agreement needs to remain as the foundation of ASEAN-China trade relations and continues to play an important role in facilitating trade between the two sides. Governments must also continue to work together and encourage multilateral trade relations to facilitate economic recovery in the region post-pandemic and also to face any unexpected crisis that may occur in the future due to geopolitical uncertainties. He also strongly encouraged both ASEAN and China to intensify cooperation in digital economy partnership to drive the use of technology among SMEs to empower their businesses. Meanwhile, on the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership RCEP agreement, the Prime Minister said the agreement, which was signed after 8 years of negotiations, demonstrates a positive sign to the world that ASEAN and China, together with the other RCEP partners, are committed to economic integration, ensuring that transnational supply chains are not affected and keeping markets open amid the ravages of a global pandemic. The National Higher Education Fund Corporation (PTPTN) will announce the latest loan implementation method for the M40 group and laptop loan for the relevant group once it has been finalised. This is following Thursday's announcement by Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob regarding the move to increase the PTPTN loan for the group from 75% to 100%, as well as loans for the purchase of laptops. In a statement, PTPTN said the announcement clearly shows the government's concern in caring for the welfare and interests of Malaysian family students. PTPTN also said that borrowers who have completed their studies from 2019 and has obtained a first-class bachelor's degree are now eligible to apply for a loan repayment exemption. Borrowers can apply online immediately for the exemption at PTPTN's official portal, and for more details, borrowers can also contact PTPTN through its care line. Applications can be made beginning September until December 31st. Yang di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah departed for London, United Kingdom on Friday to pay his last respects to Queen Elizabeth II, who died on September 8th. Accompanied by Raja Permaisuri Agong Tunku Hajah Azizah Aminah Maimunah Iskandaria, Al-Sultan Abdullah's special 6-day visit was at the official invitation of the UK government. Prior to the departure, Their Majesties went through a guard of honour before their special aircraft departed from the Bunga Raya complex, Kuala Lumpur International Airport at about 10:30 a.m. As part of the special visit, Their Majesties will both attend the reception ceremony with the King of Britain, King Charles III, this Sunday, and the state funeral of Queen Elizabeth II on Monday at Westminster Abbey. Al-Sultan Abdullah is also scheduled to hold meetings with several foreign heads of state while in the UK. The remains of former MIC President Tun S. Samivelu, who passed away on Thursday, were cremated at the DBKL Crematorium, Cheras at 5:37 p.m. on Friday. Over 300 friends and family members were present at the crematorium to pay their last respects to Tun Samivelu, including Human Resources Minister Datuk Seri M. Saravanan and MIC President Tan Sri S.A. Vigneswaran. Before arriving at the crematorium, the hearse with his remains drove past the MIC headquarters in Jalan Rahmat for the last time. A sad atmosphere then enveloped the crematorium grounds as some of those present could not contain their grief and wept as soon as Tun Samivelu's remains arrived at 4:28 p.m. Earlier, a long list of dignitaries, leaders, friends and family members paid their last respects at his family home at Jalan Ipoh in Kuala Lumpur. Among them were Sultan of Perak, Sultan Nazrin Muizzuddin Shah, Finance Minister Datuk Seri Tengku Zafrul Abdul Aziz, Transport Minister Datuk Seri Wee Ka Siong and DAP Advisor Lim Kit Siang. The 8-term Sungai Siput Member of Parliament died in his sleep at 8 a.m. on Thursday at the age of 86, leaving behind a wife, 2 children, 4 grandchildren and a great-grandson. After the break, 2 police hurt in London stabbing. in a skyscraper in the central Chinese city of Changsha. Authorities, however, said the number of casualties was currently unknown. It was reported that the fire in the Lotus Garden China Telecom building started at about 3:48 p.m. local time. 36 fire engines and 280 firefighters from 17 stations were then sent to tackle the blaze. By 5 p.m., the fire had been extinguished, but firefighters continued rescue efforts. The building, completed in 2000, was once the tallest in Changsha at 218 meters. It comprises 42 stories above the ground and 2 floors underground. Two UK officers have been hospitalised after being stabbed in central London early Friday. The Metropolitan Police Force said officers encountered a man with a knife in the Leicester Square area, a busy tourist hub, at around 6 a.m. local time. The force said both officers were in the hospital and it was awaiting updates on their conditions. A man was arrested on suspicion of grievous bodily harm and assaulting an emergency worker. He was also in the hospital. The attack was not being treated as terrorism. London Mayor Sadiq Khan said the attack was a reminder of the risks all the officers across the country take every day when they put on their uniform. In the meantime, King Charles III travelled to Wales on Friday on the final leg of his tour of the nations that make up the United Kingdom. Charles, who for decades before his accession to the throne was the Prince of Wales, visited Llandaff Cathedral in Cardiff for a service of prayer and reflection in honour of Queen Elizabeth II. The King later travelled to the Welsh Parliament, the Senate, to receive condolences from legislators. Charles is expected to return to London later Friday and will briefly stand vigil at his mother's coffin in the evening with his siblings, Princess Anne, Prince Andrew and Prince Edward. Al Jazeera moved up into second place in the standings after beating hosts Al Ain 2-1 at Mohammed bin Zayed Stadium. Jazeera took the lead after just 19 minutes when Abdullah Ramadan struck a fierce left-foot strike that left Al Ain's goalkeeper glued to his spot. Al Ain, however, drew level 20 minutes later, Kojo for Dolaba heading home a corner kick. Jazeera's winner came 6 minutes into the second half when a low cross from the right side found Ali Mabkaut, who smashed the ball home, giving the visitors a 2-1 win. Besides the defeat, Al Ain also ended the game with 10 men after Bandar Al Ahbabi was shown the red card in the 60th minute following a reckless tackle. Still on football, the Roshni Saudi League. Al Ittihad beat 10-man Al Khalij 2-0 thanks to 2 goals from Abdulrazak Hamdallah. Abdulrazak gave Ittihad an early lead as he nodded home Igor Coronado's corner kick in the 4th minute. A goalkeeping error led to Ittihad's second 9 minutes after the hour mark. Khalij's keeper failed to deal with the free kick and Abdulrazak stole the ball before smashing it in, sealing a comfortable 2-0 win. With the victory, Ittihad jumped to second place in the standings, 2 points behind leaders Al Shabab. Still to come, couple found dead from gunshot wounds. Stay with us. In Pahang, a retiree was found dead in an apparent murder-cum-suicide after he was believed to have shot his wife in Kampung Machang, Raja Labu, Jerantot on Friday. District Police Chief Superintendent Mazlan Hassan, in a statement, said the incident was believed to have occurred following a fight between the couple over land sale matters. According to authorities, the 67-year-old woman was found lying in pain and bleeding from the waist by neighbours who heard 2 gunshots, followed by screams for help from the back of the couple's kitchen at around 8 a.m. She was then rushed to Jerantot Hospital, but the victim was later pronounced dead. Initial investigations found that the victim suffered injuries to the back of her ribs, while her 73-year-old husband was found dead at home in a sitting position with a shotgun wound on the left side of his neck. It was believed that the incident stemmed from an argument between the couple, whereby the victim did not hand over the proceeds from a land sale to the suspect. The suspect also had a firearms license, and both the man and his wife were retired district forestry officials. The case is being investigated under Section 302 of the Penal Code. Thai police have confirmed that their Malaysian counterparts in Kelantan had sought assistance to locate a cosmetics agent who was abducted on Tuesday. A Thai police spokesman said they received information on the case on Tuesday evening. The spokesman said Thai police have mounted operations to locate the woman, which includes searches at drug dens, adding that Thai authorities believe the woman was being held by a drug syndicate operating in the southern part of the country. The spokesman also said the operation is being carried out round the clock with the help of other relevant agencies. On Tuesday, 4 men who travelled in a car abducted the woman from her home in Kampong Semat Jal near Palembang about 5:10 p.m. Following the case, Tumpat Police mounted a large operation to track down the suspects. As a result, 3 people, including the victim's husband, were detained on Wednesday to assist police investigations into the case. Earlier, Kelantan Acting Police Chief Datuk Muhammad Zaki Harun said police believed a feud among drug syndicate members had led to the abduction of the woman. He said the victim's husband, aged 36, was a fisherman, while the other 2 were a smuggler and a housewife, and the 3 are believed to have links to a drug syndicate. Police also found the vehicle, which was believed to have been used to commit the crime, abandoned near an illegal jetty in Kuala Jambu, Tumpat. The search and rescue operation for the 2 fishermen who were reported missing after their boat capsized in the waters of Parit Hailam in Batu Pahat, Johor on Wednesday has been extended to 230.88 square nautical miles from the location. Batu Pahat Maritime Zone Commander Muhammad Hanif Muhammad Yunus said a sonar system was also used to determine the depth of water and the position of the boat before a diving team went down to search for the victims who may be trapped.
Kita perlukan tim yang buat peralatan sonar untuk mengenal pasti kedudukan bot yang tenggelam, sama ada berada di dasar di 40 meter ataupun berada mungkin di kedalaman yang lain. Keluasan kita tambahkan dengan beberapa kemungkinan sama ada mangsa terperangkap, dua-dua mangsa terperangkap di dalam bot ataupun ada kemungkinan juga ada mangsa yang telah terkeluar.
The operation involves 24 officers and personnel and 3 boats from the Royal Malaysia Police, the Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency and the Royal Malaysian Navy. On Thursday, it was reported that 2 fishermen were still missing, while 2 were rescued in the boat mishap, and the search and rescue operation was activated at 5 p.m. The boat with 4 local fishermen was believed to have been hit by huge waves, causing it to capsize at about 9.6 nautical miles southwest of Parit Hailam. Thi Chia Rong, aged 38, and Chia Hock Heng, aged 60, were said to be sleeping and unable to leave the boat on time, while 2 other victims were rescued by passing fishing boats. That wraps up Nightline this time around. Before we leave, let's take a look at Malaysians doing their part in spreading the spirit of togetherness and joy in conjunction with Malaysia Day celebrations in Kampung Sedili Kecil, Kota Tinggi, Johor. With that, I'm Nadia Azmi. Thank you for watching and have a great weekend ahead.
Oh, laungan kita Malaysiaku.